Yo, 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 what is up everybody? Popo here bringing you guys a new video, and today we're going to be making some Regulation F teams. There are some spoilers ahead from some of the leaks, so make sure you're ready for those, and let's go. Welcome everybody, and if you haven't seen my last video, make sure that you guys go check that out. It's talking about all the new upcoming Pokemon that have officially been revealed. One of the teams in here contains a Pokemon that hasn't officially been revealed, but was in the leak, so I included it anyways, but we'll get to that in a little while. But let's get right into this, guys. I made some very interesting teams. I wanted to use a lot of the new and or returning Pokemon in these teams, so I tried to make a good composition that would work in the current regulation, but just involving some of the new Pokemon. Now, that doesn't mean these teams are 100% like, hey, bring these to a tournament type teams. These are going to be more fun teams, I think. I have one that I would maybe fix up and try to work into making it a tournament ready team, but yeah, let's get going. The first one, I talked about him, Alolan Exeggutor. I really love this Pokemon. We have Trick Room, Sleep Powder, Energy Ball, and Bulldoze. We got the Citrus Berry with the Harvest because Frisk is pretty useless now. It was good in Sword and Shield, but obviously with open team sheets, you don't really need it. If you're running ladder, you can definitely use Frisk if you want. And we got Dark Terra, so that way we can't be taunted by priority like Tornadus or Whimsicott. We got 252, 140, 108, and then just 4 thrown in here. We do have 4 wasted, but there's not much we can do about that, so you gotta do what you can do. Trick Room, a Sleep Powder, Energy Ball, and a Bulldoze, and we're gonna be taking advantage of that. We got the Torkoal, of course, 0 speed, 252, 252, 4, Fire Terra, Drought, Charcoal. You can use specs here if you want, and then just change this to whatever your move of preference is, and you know, Solar Beam or whatever it might be, and you might be good to go with just that. But we're gonna go Charcoal here so we can have the Protect. Stops us from being faked out by Iron Hands, or you know, maybe one of the other fake out users who get used, like Incineroar. But we need something to deal with Incineroar, and what better way than Rhyperior? And he's going to be the Fire Terror. We got the weakness policy, so that way we can use that Bulldoze to get that boost. We got the Solid Rock, so we're going to take even less. I forgot to give him EVs, but that's okay because we're just going 252, 252, 4. We're going to make him a Brave. That's my bad there, and we're going to put 0 here. So he's just going to be really slow, and of course with the Bulldoze. We actually don't want 0, do we? Because we want him to be faster. So we don't want 0. We want 12, it looks like. Nope. We want 14. So we want Exeggutor to be faster or slower, so that way in Trick Room he actually gets the Bulldoze off and is able to get Rhyperior to get that weakness policy, which will then make Rhyperior slower for the rest of the game. Until he switches out. We got Rock Slide, of course. We got High Horsepower, and we got Terra Blast with the Terra Fire. We're usually going to click the first 2 moves, Rock Slide and High Horsepower, but Terra Blast just gives us a little bit more range that we can use to do a little bit more damage. So we are going with that. In my Exeggutor team that I used before, I used Indeedee. So I'm bringing back Indeedee. This is the Indeedee I've been using forever. That I got second in Wolf Glick's GS Cup. If you haven't seen that video, make sure you check that one out too. That was 3 years ago on the 24th, which is kind of crazy. But we got max HP, we got 220 defense, we got 36 special defense with the Calm Nature, we got 29 speed. That's just what my Indeedee was. Though I talked to somebody and they said, you know what, it's that might be optimal. So I don't know if it is. I don't run the minus nature on my Indeedee because I just don't. And we have Follow Me, Psychic, Helping Hand, Trick Room. This is going to give us our second Trick Room user. And then the Helping Hand helps both Rhyperior, Torkoal, and our next Pokemon. And we get that Fairy Terra because it's just the best one. which is Hatterene. Yes, Hatterene. Expanding Force is coming back as a TM, so I'm assuming Hatterene's going to get it again. So we're going to give that to Hatterene. We get Dazzling Gleam, Mystical Fire. Mystical Fire goes off of the Torkoal as well, so we can get a little bit extra damage there. We got the Protect, Magic Bounce. We can't be spored, which is really good. We get the Life Orb, Psychic Terra to Expanding Force there. 252, 252 for nothing is going to waste here. We are just throwing it all into those defenses. And last but not least, we needed another physical attacker who's relatively slow, who could also work outside of Trick Room and give us another chance to get a confirmed Trick Room. And that is going to be Iron Hand, 0 speed, of course. Grass Terror just gives us, if we have Hatterene, Iron Hands out, we can't be spored. This is supposed to be Assault Vest. That is my apologies. I took this from another team. And then we got 76, 164, 12, 252 minus. Of course, we lose 4. And then the Brave is going to boost us up a little bit more. I've been using this one for a very long time, so I'm really comfortable with this one. Use the Iron Hand you're comfortable with, honestly. Drain Punch, Fake Out, Wild Charge, and Heavy Slam. I think this team, very hard Trick Room, will be a lot of fun, especially if Hatterene does get that Expanding Force back. It gives you a second mode and something else to do, where you don't even have to Grass Terra to stop, the spores that might come through or anything like that. Hatterene has a lot better typing, and yeah, I think it's just really, really good. And yeah, I think it'll be a fun team. This team, probably the least competitive of them all, but probably the first one I might run, so we'll see. All right, the second one here is Ice Team. We have Lapras, and we're going to go with Ground Terra. I just couldn't really think of a Terra that Lapras wanted to run. And I was like, well, you know what? We'll throw Ground on there and see how it works. We get the Leftovers with Water Absorb, so we're just going to be taking big hits. You could also use Shell Armor, though I'm going to keep it on to Water Absorb at the moment. 252. We're just super bulky. We just want to sit there. We just want to get our Icy Winds off, and we just want to get Parasong off at the end of the game. So we just want to keep it alive as long as we possibly can. So we're just fully invested in defense. And we got Icy Wind, Freeze Dry. This could be anything. I put Freeze Dry just because of Urshifu, but this could honestly be anything. Protect and Perish Song to end the games. Then we have Alolan Ninetales. We got the Fire Terra, Light Clay, so that we can get the Aurora Veil up. This is a set I really like and I have been using, which is 44 defense, 212, and 252, and this survives Surging Strike. So that's why I made this set. Moonblast, Protect, and Encore, since we already have Freeze Dry on Lapras and we have Ice Attacks on Baxcalibur as well. I feel like we didn't need another one, so if we just go Encore, it gives us a little bit of disruption and just gives us a little bit more to do in the game, so I just felt like it was a good option. Next we have Baxcalibur. We get the Poison Terra, Clear Amulet, so we cannot be intimidated because there's going to be 2 good Intimidates at least. Thermal Exchange, a lot of people run Ice Body. I'm still a big fan of Thermal Exchange. Will-O-Wisp is still a thing, and I don't want to get burned. 148 HP, the 204, 4, 108, and 44. This is just a bulkier set that still can do a lot of damage. I mean, 210 attack is still a lot with the Adamant nature. Ice Shard, Glaive Rush, Icicle Crash, and Protect, so pretty standard-ish moveset. Ice Shard will be really good, I think, especially into like Whimsicots and stuff, just to break their Focus Sash. So I think it'll be pretty decent. Then we got Incineroar. This is the first showing of Incineroar. Don't worry, he makes a return. It's the same exact set because I was doing some calcs, and this set is actually insane. I think this set's actually insane. So we got Fairy Terra. This could be a couple of things. I went with Fairy just because he already covers himself for Steel, and he's already okay, I guess, against Poison. There's not much Poison anyways, so you're doing all right if you go Fairy. We got the Govberry Classic. Of course, Intimidate, Fake Out, Parting Shot, Flare Blitz, Throat Chop. Okay, so this set, I was doing some calcs. This set one-shots Flutter Mains, as long as they're not super, super bulky. This one-shots Flare Mains or has a chance to one-shot any Flutter Main almost. And then it never gets one-shot back from Flutter Main. And it's just so good. Like, just looking at some of the calcs, this set is just so good. I think this is the set I'm going to actually run on my Incineroar on day 1. So I'm pretty excited about it because, yeah, I was just doing. This is the only Pokemon I really did calcs with because I was actually interested in what the calcs would do and stuff. And I really, 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 really like this Incineroar. So, yeah, consider it. Try it out. Do some calcs for yourself using this. Next, we have King Gambit. We got Sucker Punch, Kowtow, Cleave, Sword Dance, and Protect. With our Aurora Veil up, King Gambit is an absolute tank. So we're going with the Dark, the Black Glassets, obviously Defiant. Once again, there's two really good Pokemon against it. We can go Dark to get rid of, get away of both of them from being super effective. So that's a good option too. 252, 252, 4. A lot of these 252s, because I didn't do too many calcs, and I think the Pokemon could work as 252s, especially early in a format. 252s are fantastic. They're just to get a feel for a Pokemon, then you can fine tune them. So there's nothing wrong with going 252s. This is just going to do a ton of damage, especially with Sucker Punch. We get the Sword Dance up. It's over. It's over. And then we just need another special attacker or something really fast. So we're going to go with just standard specs Flutter Mane. This is not supposed to be Protect. This is supposed to be Thunderbolt. Once again, I also copied this over. So this just gives us a really good range to, most of the time you're just going to click these three. You could also maybe put Trick Room as this other slot. Even though it's specs, Trick Room could still be viable. And then you get a switch into Incineroar, and it's perfectly fine because they don't share any weaknesses. So you could definitely get a switch into that. So yeah, Flutter Mane's really good. You get the Aurora Veil up, it can take a hit, so you're getting 2-shot instead of 1-shot. It's going to get a ton of damage off. You could also make this, I like having Timid if I'm going specs, and there's going to be some sun going around, so I just want to be able to get that little bit of a boost and then, you know, be able to do a lot of damage. So yeah, so that team I think is going to be pretty interesting. I think it's another one of the fun ones that that probably won't see too much usage, but I think it'll be a lot of fun, and it has some really cool text in it. This is the one I am going to use like day one, and that is this team here. I'm gonna make probably some changes to this, but this is what I'm going for so far. This is not supposed to be defense. This is supposed to be here. Man, I made a lot of mistakes on this. I apologize, guys. So we have Torkoal, of course, Fire, Charcoal, Drought, Eruption, Flamethrower, not Heat Wave. I like Flamethrower a lot better. Earth Power and Protect. We got 252, 252, of course, with the 4 in Special Defense. Quiet, so he's getting more damage, and he's just going to do a ton. It's just classic with the Hisui and Lilligant, which is max. The Solar Blade, Close Combat, Protect, Sleep Powder. Adamant, just to do more damage. Very classic. And then we have the Walking Wake. Walking Wake, I'm going Fairy Terra because it covers against its own steel weakness, and once again, poison's not really relevant. So steel types are going to have a hard time against this team anyways because we have the sun. And even if they do set up the rain, Hydro Steam still gets a boost. So we're okay with that. We just want to be faster than a few things. This outspeeds Landorus, just a basic Landorus, like if he's not running Choice Scarf. So that's why we're running this exact. We just want to be max special attack as well, but we're going Timid so we can do that little bit of outspeeding. Though this could be adjusted really easily. And since you're getting the boost from Photosynthesis, plus both of these get boosted from the sun, I feel like you don't need to be modest. It's going to do a ton of damage. Then we just have a little bit of HP and a little bit defense investment just because. So I think this is going to be really good. Of course, the Life Orb on there. This might not be the right HP with Life Orb. I always forget the calculation for it. I have to re-look it up because I literally forget every time. And so the Life Orb is going to make it do as much more damage too. So like Flamethrower, 50% increase from the sun. Or let's go Hydro Steam, 50% increase from the sun, 50% increase from being Water Terror, another 30% increase from being Life Orb, and then another 20 whatever percent, 25 or whatever percent from Photosynthesis onto that too. It's going to do massive amount of damage. It's going to be a scary attack. So And then we have Flutter Mane. Of course, we got the Photosynthesis. We're going Focus Sash because we just want to do as much damage as possible. This is a special attack boosting Photosynthesis as well, so it's just going to do massive, massive amounts of damage. But we want to stop our opponents from using Fake Out or using anything like that. We have Farigiraf. We can also get the Trick Room up, which will allow Torkoal and our last Pokemon Metagross to thrive. And Walking Wake outside of, you know, against a fast team like a Flutter Mane kind of Chi-Yu team will do really well. We have Grass Terra. I think I might change this, but right now we'll keep Grass Terra. That's just so we don't get Spored. I don't know how prevalent Spore is going to be, but we could change this as well. I just feel like there's going to be a lot of taunt users that aren't Prankster, so I'm just a little scared about it. And something like Wheezing might show up again, and this just protects us from the Wheezing because, you know, they have to fake us out or whatever, so we can't be taunted. This set is from, same with my Iron Hands, is the Snowbell. I forgot the name of the person who got 70th at Worlds with the Articuno team, but this is their sets, and I've loved it because I tried that team out and the sets were great. So and our last Pokemon is Metagross. Water Terra. I was struggling with what Terra to use. We got Choice Band, 252 attack. We just have some bulk so we can survive some stuff. We got Bullet Punch, Iron Head, Stomping Tantrum, and Zen Headbutt. Zen Headbutt can be something else. It could be Terra Blast Water. I don't know if that's good because we do have the Sun, but I think this is decent. I think it could take care of a lot of things. Bullet Punch, one-shots Flutter Mane. It's not even a question, especially with Choice Band. We're just going to do a ton of damage. I don't think Metagross is the greatest, once again, but if you can get something like this off, I think that it has a chance of being really good. Of course, Stomping Tantrum into the Incineroar is going to do a ton of damage with the Choice Band as well. You could have a ton of different items here. You could do Assault Vest too with the same set and just be super bulky. So test it out on your own, see what you like. And the last team is going to be a Porygon-Z team. Yes, a Porygon-Z. The rest of the team, I think, is going to be super meta. This last slot is usually probably going to go to Flutter Mane, if not something like Chi-Yu. But I want Porygon-Z in here. We got Choice Scarf, Porygon-Z. That's supposed to be Choice Specs. My apologies. That's supposed to be Choice Specs. We got Choice Specs, Normal Terra, Adaptability, Hyper Beam, Porygon-Z. This thing one-shots just everything. I'm gonna be honest, it one-shots so many things. I tried Rillaboom, the standard Rillaboom set with defense, special defense investment, full max HP investment. It doesn't matter. It doesn't even need a Terra to kill it. So when you do Terra, it absolutely annihilates it. It just does so much for 252, 252. It's just an absolute beast. And Porygon-Z, this is the spoil, by the way, because it's in the leaks, but it's not in the officially announced Pokemon that Cerebi has. Next we have Ogerpon. This is going to be a bulky Ogerpon. We need some Follow Me, so we got Follow Me here because we want to get Porygon-Z doing the Hyper Beams. It can't do nothing the next turn, so you got to Follow Me. You can also try attack with Normal Terra, does a ton of damage. These attacks pretty irrelevant unless you can't hit with these two attacks, because these just do so much that these are pretty pointless. Even at super effective levels, they're pointless. So we got the Follow Me, Spiky Shield, Woodhammer. I like Woodhammer if you're not using Sword Dance, and Ivy Cudgel because it just does more damage. It's a super bulky set, once again, because we just want to Follow Me and do what we need to do. This is the same Incineroar. We got a Govberry again. We got all the same set. Everything's the same. Also, I got Throat Chop. Darkest Lariat, I actually really like and probably prefer, but you could also go Brick Break. So play with that last slot if you really want to. Though I think Darkest Lariat's going to be the best one because then the Intimidate doesn't matter. And if he gets intimidated by Hisuian Arcanine, then you still have some plays. So, yeah. But this is going to give us Fake Out support for our Porygon-Z to do a ton of damage. We can also Parting Shot if they go with a more passive lead or something slower, so we can get Porygon-Z to kill something that maybe is going to set up the Trick Room, and then have Incineroar maybe Parting Shot off into something else, and just really really disrupt what they're doing. Then we have a super bulky Tornadus, and we got Bleak Wind, Storm, Tailwind, Protect, and Icy Wind. And the reason why I am going with Icy Wind over maybe Taunt or something like that is because of Whimsicott specifically. Icy Wind just gives us reach if they want to go for the Taunt on turn 1. We do have the Mental Herb, but we can go for Tailwind. They go for Taunt. And now, you know, what are we going to do? We could Taunt them if we ran Taunt, or we can just keep clicking Icy Wind and putting ourselves in a really good position to, you know, not only have our Tornadus still, but also lower their speeds so that way we can outspeed them. And in non-Tailwind setups, we can go with Icy Wind and just make sure that our other Pokemon are just faster without having to rely on a Tailwind or anything like that and get a little bit of damage. But this could be Taunt. If you want to run Taunt, go ahead. Next, we have Goldango. I just think we're going to see a lot for Rigorath. That's another reason too. This is James Beck's set. I love this set. This set is so fun. And this is just going to give us another option for damage. Really good. You know, make it rain, Shadow Ball, Nasty Plot, Protect. It's a good Pokemon. It's a good Pokemon. And with Incineroar coming back, like, this combo is just... I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. There's nothing I like about this combo. Though Incineroar does kind of wall Goldango doing some of the calcs with this. If he's +2, neither of these moves do more than 30% to Incineroar. So, and once again, that's if he's +2. And then this Flare Blitz against this set here has a chance to kill. So, it's decent. And our last Pokemon is actually fast Iron Hands. Look at this. 85. This is to outspeed Garchomps. I don't think we're going to see Garchomps, but it's 1 more speed. It's just it's 8 more EVs, so you might as well just go for it. Has okay attack, you know, and the rest of the investment, special defense, just so we could survive and do a lot of stuff. Heavy Slam will still kill Flutter Mains unless we're -1. We got Drain Punch, Wild Charge, and Fake Out. Once again, just fast Iron Hands, so we can get those Fake Outs faster than Incineroars are going to be, other Iron Hands, and then if we do get the Tailwind up, we will be relatively fast, and we'll be able to fight things like Landorus and, like I said, Garchomp, just in case there's a max speed Garchomp running around out there. He'll have to compete with our Iron Hands. But anyways, guys, those are the teams I came up with. I hope you guys enjoyed the teams. I think they're really fun teams. Meta defining, probably not, though. I think this Incineroar set is actually insane, and I'm not even joking. I think this is the Incineroar set to me. This will be the one I'm running for at least a while. I don't know about the Terra type yet. I gotta play around with that. I think Grass Terra might be the call. I can't really tell. So I'm just gonna go with that for now. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure you guys thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. I'll be back on Twitch for the DLC tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's about 6 hours after this video releases. And I will be streaming the whole rest of the week, doing the DLC, making teams, battling against you guys, and also battling on casual ladder. So if you just want to see some of the new Pokemon getting used, or you just want to come and hang out and chill, make sure you guys go to that link that's down below and just hit follow, and you'll know when I go live. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of the week, and I'll see you guys then.